Alright, here we are for our first game with Big Owl Ramp, and this hand is pretty bad. We've got 3 Justice cards, no Justice sources, and our Splash source with no Primal cards in it, so pretty easy redraw on our part. This hand's fine. We have an Island's Choice to answer some early things that we can actually cast, so that's going to go over well. Our opponent appears to be on Rakano. Hopefully that we can land something early, because we currently have a bunch of our late game cards in play. Ooh, nothing? That's actually huge for us. So we're just going to play this Combrei banner. Ideally, I like to play my banners early, especially in this style of deck, because our turn 1 and turn 2 plays don't matter too much. Alright, opponent plays a premium Oni Ronin, so I am heavily intimidated. So now, what do? I think I'm just going to play the Seed of Progress. It gives away that we have a Sigil in our hand, but at this point of the game, we probably have a basic Sigil in our hand. So they play Diplo Seal into Hammermind. Okay, so this is perfect. They do get Warcry 4 this turn, but we do have a clean answer to this. Yeah, non-premium rare, premium common. This is fine. All right, this is perfect. This turn we ideally don't want to play Great Owl Parliament, but we're gonna go ahead and play the Temple Scribe. See what we get. Get another Parliament. Cool. We'll just play Time Sigil now and pass. We don't have to worry too much about silence from this opponent. They sometimes play Valkyrie Enforcer. Speaking of Valkyrie Enforcer, silencing a 1/1, I'm not too afraid of. Since they played it, they just drew this. They just drew it this turn. Because last turn they drew the Oniron, or they drew the Hammer of Might and attacked with it. So we know they played this turn. I don't know if I think I feel pretty all right actually just playing Martial Ironthorn out. If they have another silence effect, that this does hurt that line of play, but I think this will end up fine. Obviously, not attacking our 1/1 into their 7/7. See if they have another one. Deep Forge Plate. Yep, this is what this deck is built around. Playing Deep Forge Plate. So we need an answer to this fast, because Overwhelm, Endurance, Flying, it's going to hurt. So if they have a Torch in hand, we are dead. So we're going to have to go Justice Sigil, which play an extra copy of. And I'm going to play Mystic Ascendant, because we're going to need to draw some cards. Hopefully we draw a power card. Oh, they just have Shogun Scepter. And that's the game. Sometimes that's how it works against these Rakano aggro decks. Oh, wow. This is just BM now. Like, why do you need to do this? You don't need to show off, friend. I'm already dead. You don't need to do this. Well, that was it for the first game. So let's see how game 2 goes. Here we are for game number 2, playing against somebody in Masters, so I'm feeling pretty good about our MMR. Looks like last game, this hand is unkeepable. Hopefully the redraw helps us. And it kind of did. I mean, we do have 2 harsh rules, and that can be very helpful or unhelpful against whatever our opponent may be playing. We're going to lead on the banner because no turn 1 play, and also both of our seats come into play untapped thanks to this Justice Sigil. Okay, so they're on Stone Scar. So these harsh rules are going to be great. This 8 of the Huru, probably not superb. We really need to draw some sort of action with this that wasn't a Sigil. I mean, now we are guaranteed to be able to play these harsh rules, so I'm not complaining too much. Yeah, Rakano Outlaw is a very powerful 2-drop. That's not what I wanted to draw, deck. Deck, please. Like Warcry, quick draw on a 2/2 body. It's really hard to deal with. I think what we're going to try to do is draw them into a big harsh rule. Yeah, we're going to take this hit. Not even thinking about it. Like we would just be throwing this away under here. Champion of Chaos. Now this is a card that is really hard to deal with. And what do we draw? We draw more power sources. So yeah, Champion of Chaos is normally 3/3, but now it's Deadly Overwhelm, so it works just like Trample does and Death Touch and Magic. So we're going to be playing a land. The question is, do we want to play... I think we're going to play Find the Way. Pick up one of our primal sources and just play it tapped. That way we can harsh rule next turn. Especially if they play like Bandit Queen this turn. which is totally within their realm. They have the right sigil, they have the right powers and everything, so... No queen. Okay, that's good to know. We're going to prevent 4 damage, though, because we're planning on wrathing next turn. They've had 3 war cries go off now, so that's problematic. This is actually a great draw. I just hope that they don't play like a Soulfire Drake this turn. And I hope that the Soulfire Drake wasn't what they war cried. So this reads to me that they either have a Rapid Shot or a Torch in hand. Sometimes these decks also play Annihilate. So those are the 3 cards that we really have to be concerned with. Luckily, most of our threats are not monofaction. I mean, some of them are. Actually, most of them are. I don't know what I was thinking. Seraph doesn't die to Annihilate, but the rest of it does. Okay, so they were Cried over Kano Outlaw. I feel pretty good about that. Nothing else. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play our other Find the Way. Yeah, they have to have like a Torch or a Quick Draw or something, or a Rapid Shot somewhere in their hand. We're going to get a Time Sigil, and we're going to play that Time Sigil depleted. All right, let's see what else our opponent has in store for us. Jack's Knife. All right, so they're on the Manu S list, which plays Jack's Knife. So this is going to be annoying. So the question is, do we just take 7? And I think we actually are going to take 7. But I'm going to feel real bad. Hopefully they play out some more of their hand. Well, they didn't get to Masters for nothing. Ooh, Martial Ironthorn. That's interesting. I still think that I'm on the plan of Harsh Rule here. Hold up Desert Marshal. As much as I want to be able to start hitting my extra land drops with Martial Ironthorn, I can't let them have a 7/7. And silencing, I really want to save this silence for something like a Drake. I mean, we are dead to a myriad of other things. Like double Obliterate kills us. Okay, so they have Blood Beetle. I don't feel too bad about them having a Blood Beetle. Alright, perfect. We have another Desert Marshal. So here's Martial Ironthorn. Here's a Huru Banner. So now we have double Desert Marshal up. Let's see if they have an Annihilate. It was not Annihilate, so I'm 90% sure they have a Torch in hand. This think is a great aggressive card, but it's not the best in certain situations. We're just going to go ahead and silence this. And our opponent concedes. Apparently they didn't want to see the rest of our deck, so sometimes you get easy wins. And we'll see you in the next game. Here we are for game number 3 against Dracorum in Diamond 2. That means they're 1 rank higher than us in Diamond 3. Anyways, this hand is unplayable, so we're gonna ship it. This hand is not as unplayable. It's gonna be really hard for us to cast this turn 2 Temple Scribe. Like, we're gonna have to run really well, and as much as I want to, we're gonna have to cast Find the Way on 2, which is why I gotta play that Huru Banner first. Oh, our opponent may fortune smile on us both. All right, so they're on Rakano, which is good, but all right. So now I'm intrigued by waiting a turn. Well, we want to make sure that we cast this Harsh Rule on 5 because this is going to be an aggro deck. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this Time Sigil, play Find the Way, get ourselves a depleted Time Sigil. That way, next turn we can go Time Sigil, Temple Scribe. Hopefully be able to play this Cambrai Banner untapped at some point. All right, Champion of Glory. I've had quite a bit of fun with Champion of Glory in my day. 3 mana, 2 mana, 1/1 that can get +2 power and quick draw, and +2 health and endurance if you have the right influence, which our opponent does. Really hard to block, not hard to attack into, but the fact that it can block and kill a lot of things is very, very relevant. I think we're going to stick to the same plan. We're going to play this Time Sigil, then we're going to play Temple Scribe. And we draw another... interesting. Okay. So hopefully next turn, they don't play anything, or they don't make us chump, because we're not going to block this right now. We want our opponent to play more things out of their hand. And what do they have? Silverwing Familiar. Okay, so this card is annoying, because Aegis survives through Harsh Rule effects. So we're going to need a way to beat this. So we're going to play, well, I want to get a sigil in hand so I can play these. So I think I'm gonna play Find the Way regardless. Get a Justice Sigil because we have our primal sources in hand. And we're just gonna end the turn. This is gonna be so hard to deal with. We need to draw something that interacts with this Aegis, otherwise we're just gonna get Hammer of Gloried out, or Hammer of Might, excuse me. Yep. Yeah, this is how this deck's nut draw works. Basically, they play this on 3, then they play Hammer on 4, then they play something absurd like a plate on 5. Oh, well, okay. Alright, there's 8 of the Huru, which may be helpful. We may be dead by then, though. It is highly likely that we're dead by then. Like, we need, like, Harsh Rule into Harsh Rule, essentially, to deal with this. Alright, another Hammer of Might. That's less bad than a plate, but it's not good. That pause indicates to me that they have something like a Finest Hour in hand. Well, I did ask for double Harsh Rule. So we're going to play... If they have anything in hand, Harsh Rule does not kill them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Seed of Progress, and I'm going to play Harsh Rule, and we're going to pray. We're going to pray. We are dead to a Stiff Breeze. Like I said, Stiff Breeze. Unfortunately, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyways, 1 and 2 with the deck. On to game number 4. Here we are for game number 4. Not 3, 4. Playing against Wedge Core. They're on the play. This hand's fine. Unless they're hyper aggressive, which, to be fair, three of our last 3 opponents have been. We should be fine. Knight Chancellor, Seraph on 3 or Secret Pages can really be helpful. Maybe our draws will help us. Ooh, Feln. Feln tells me that our opponent is playing a slow deck, so I'm not too concerned. They could be playing the Haunting Scream deck, which we will have a real tough time of dealing with. But hopefully they're on something like Feln Control. Var's Favor, really good card against aggro. Less good against us, but still helps make sure they hit their land drops. Yeah, we're just waiting to play our Seraph. Yeah, okay, so they are straight up Feln Control, which is good to know. Feln Bloodcaster is a very good anti-aggro card. Paying 7 to draw a card of each of our decks is good. Suffocate, good answer to Seraph. Don't care too much about it, so... Alright, so here's an interesting question. Actually, it's not super interesting. We're going to seek power for a Primal Sigil, play said Sigil. We're going to ship the turn. We don't want to play these Great Owl Parliaments yet. End of turn, I'm going to Secret Pages. Opponent, if they have a Backlash in their deck, they shouldn't counter Secret Pages. Or I hope they don't. Var's Favor, sure. Alright. Secret Pages. Get a Primal Sigil. So, it seemed like they had a fast spell at some point. I'm not sure what it is now. What fast spell do they have that doesn't cost 3? I'm unsure. We'll just play Seat of Wisdom. And... to play an owl or not. If they have Annihilate, the owl dies, so yeah, we'll just ship it. We don't need to harsh rule a 2/5. Yeah, we're gonna take 2. All right, now we're gonna harsh rule. If they have a backlash, they have a backlash. It's fine. Nope. Cool. This way, next turn we can play Great Owl Parliament for 2 owls, and that way they need to use 2 removal spells to kill them. Steward of the Past, very good hate against graveyard decks. And turns out, we are not a graveyard deck, so I'm not feeling too bad about it. If they're playing Backlash, it's a great card to Backlash. Then we're going to just play Seek the Power. Or Seek Power, excuse me, not Seek the Power. Grab a Time Sigil. End the turn. So they have Annihilate. That's what I'm feeling. No, they didn't use it. Interesting. We're going to take it because it's not a clean block. We would just basically be trading our 4-power card for their 4-power card. Steward of the Past, very good. The one problem with Feln tends to be that it doesn't have ways of dealing with wide or big board states. So they have to leverage their 1/1 removal like Annihilate. Yep, that's fine. Take 4, my friend. Then we're going to play Minotaur Ambassador. Play 2, play a Time Sigil. We could Harsh Rule here, set up for a big Owl Parliament, but we can just play them same. We can just play them both in the same turn, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, no blocks, my friend, and nothing. Interesting. Well, we will A plus space here. A meaning the attack all button, and space being the attack with and the pass the phase. So I could play Parliament and represent lethal next turn. But I feel like playing Harsh Rule to stop the damage to us, it might be more important. It all depends on what they have in hand. And I'm unsure what they have. I don't think it's a fast spell. It could be Channel the Tempest, but Channel the Tempest is really bad at this point. What do they have in hand? I think I like trying to close the door as quickly as possible, so we will play this Great Parliament. Perfect. So they have a fast spell, we just don't know what it is. It could be another Annihilate, it could be whatever. And our opponent concedes, sees the writing on the wall. Alright, up to 2-2 with the deck. Let's see how game 5 goes. Here we are for game number 5, going up against Psychonaut. Sick name, bro. They're in gold 1, we're in diamond 3, making us strictly superior. Looking at this hand, it's kind of slow, and honestly, I'd rather use Seek Power to get like a Justice Source. That said, we have 2 extra draws and secret pages. Yeah, this seems fine. I should clarify, this seems fine against a slow deck. Against an aggressive deck, this hand could falter miserably. Shadow into Blood Beetle. That is not good for us, because now I'm debating whether I want to get a Justice Source for Desert Marshal, but I think that we are in for a penny, in for a pound, trying to make this Temple Scribe plan work. Blood Beetle, pretty much one of the signifying cards from Manu S's Stone Scar list of just mono ones. Yep. Luckily we have a Harsh Rule in hand. We just got to get to it. Island's Choice, not as useful against this deck. Might be useful countering an Obliterate if they have it. I don't know if they have Obliterate in this deck. Instigator. Instigator's not great for us, but yeah, we're going to have to block. Oni Ronin is, in my opinion, the best 1-drop to play on turn 1. It's just so powerful. Drew Minotaur Ambassador. If we get the chance to play Minotaur Ambassador, that's the problem here. We really want our opponent to play more things on the board. They're not going to. And I'm going to preserve my life total as much as possible against this deck. If they're stuck on 2, this could be a blessing in disguise for us. Blood Beetle, sure. Justice Sigil. Okay, Justice Sigil is great. That ensures that we can play Harsh Rule next turn. What do they have? Do they have a torch in hand, presumably? It's got to be a torch. There's not much else it can be. Do this. We're going to silence this 2/2. We're not going to silence the Argentport Instigator. There's a lot of people who silence the Instigator when they have these types of plays, and I just found that to be very subpar, because then it just turns to a 2-mana 3/3, and that's generally better than most of the things that they've got on the other side of the board. Sure, the chip damage hurts against you, but doesn't hurt as much as you might think. That's actually great for us, because now we get to hopefully turn the corner with this Harsh Rule. They also get Dome for 4 in this case, which helps our plan significantly. Let's see what they have. nothing. No follow-ups is amazing for us because we're playing Minotaur Ambassador and setting up for a 2-owl Parliament next turn. And we're effectively at 10 power because of secret pages. Our opponent must have like a torch or something in hand. Alright, they hit their 3rd power, but they don't have anything. That's big for us. We're going to play Find the Way. Yeah, they have to have a torch. That has to be the spell that they have in hand. We're going to get a Justice Sigil. We are going to play this Justice Sigil depleted. Then we're going to play another Find the Way. We're going to get a Primal Sigil. The reason why I'm getting the Primal Sigil here is to set up for another... We have one more Minotaur Ambassador in the deck. So that means that the Ambassador at least has one thing to get. Cool. Cast Secret Pages. Because we can. Like, I don't know what's going on in our opponent's deck. They must have just been really kind of power screwed of some sort. We're going to play the Primal Sigil. And since we can just set up for a Great Owl Parliament next turn, or for a 3-owl Parliament, we're going to do that. Play Seek the Power. We're going to get a Justice Sigil. Because we can. Also, once we get to 12, that means that we can have an Aid of the Huru available to us. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and we're finally going to attack. Because we'll have some defense with these with the owls. And we're just going to pass. And if they play a Drake, we'll Island's Choice it. Well, Drake. They can't even cast Drake. What am I thinking? Alright, they had Annihilate in hand. Good to know. Yeah, you can kill one of our owls. That's fine. That is unimportant. I still feel like they have a torch or something in hand. Arcano Outlaw. That is a card that will exist. Yeah, we'll cast Secret Pages. Yeah, they have to have like exactly torch in hand. That is just exactly what they have in hand. All right, another Parliament. That's a great draw for us. We're gonna leave this guy back on defense though, just in case. And we're gonna play the Parliament just to try to close the door. This drops them down to 8. This presents more lethal bodies. Even if they have another Annihilate, we're basically most concerned about... there's actually not much at 4 to be concerned about from the deck that can kill us out of nowhere. But having this Island's Choice defense from anything too crazy is going to be really good. Yeah, torch their face. So their game plan right now is torch, torch. Jack's Knife. Let's block. And they just concede. All right. Saw the writing on the wall. And that's it. Game 5. We'll play for a few more games. Let's see how Game 6 goes. Here we are for game number 6 against Mr. No Time Man. Oh, man. So this hand's hilarious because it's all power and no action. I mean, this is technically action, but it's not good. I guess any deck that's trying to do real things, it's bad. This hand is not much better. Well, against Feln, I'm not feeling too upset about it, perhaps. Okay, so here's an interesting decision point. Do you play your seats first, or do you play your banners first? We have a unit in hand that we want to play, but I always like leading on our banners because you can maybe draw a sigil, especially since we have Find the Way to help us find them. And see, perfect, we drew a sigil. So now we get to play Seat into Temple Scribe to set up for a future Find the Way. And perfect, we have 4 power. We can hit our Auric Runehammer on curve if we need it. I don't think we'll need Auric Runehammer unless this person's on Haunting Scream as opposed to just Feln Control. We will play Find the Way here to get a Primal Source and play it depleted because we have no other plays this turn. Let's see, next turn will be a 4 Feln Bloodcaster. Okay, so now here's a here's a fun one. We're going to attack into the Bloodcaster. Let's see how smart they are. Not as smart as I thought they'd be. Well, maybe. We'll see. Okay, yeah. We will punch each other. And then I will use my Auric Runehammer to kill your Felon Bloodcaster. Easy. The downside to Auric Runehammer, of course, is it only has 1 armor. So if they have like a Vara's Choice... Ooh, they didn't have anything for the hammer. Interesting. So we'll start off just by punching them in the face. Easy peasy. Play a Sigil. We can play Find the Way here as well. And then we'll just pass. We have an A to the Huru for our endgame stuff. We have an Island's Choice if they play anything particularly scary. And if they don't, we'll Secret Pages. So it all works out in the end. Play this. Punch our opponent in the face. Play Seek Power. Grab a Time Sigil. And pass the turn. One thing that people sometimes do... Wisdom of the Elders, sure, they can do that. Is try to play another weapon on top of their weapon, but your avatar can only attack once. So not as important in this style of deck. Still nothing out of our opponent. Interesting. So I don't feel too bad about playing this Great Owl Parliament immediately. And then we have Island's Choice back up for whatever they may try to do. And this represents lethal exactly. Close the door as quickly as we can. Stewie of the Past. Stewie's annoying, but... And Permafrost. Permafrost is more annoying than Stewie is. Stewie does prevent us from hitting with Runehammer because it doesn't kill him. We will attack for 4 in the air, however. Well, let's play Temple Scribe. See what we draw. Another Island's Choice. That's great for us. Our opponent will now in the future be wary of us attacking with Temple Scribes. But this attack does not... I mean, that attack would make sense, honestly. Trade for this. No qualms whatsoever about it. Feeding Time. Turn to Pig. Turn to Pig is one of my favorite cards ever in this game, but we want our owl to be an owl. Oh, they had double Feeding Time? Good thing we had double Island's Choice. Alright, perfect. Now we can make sure that we can hit 8 of the Huru potentially. And that's why I was aggressively taking Time Sigils early in the game for this exact reason. And now we have 2 lethal attackers as well. And if that wasn't enough, we can just play 8 of the Huru to stop anything that they can do. Lightning Storm. That's a cool card. Do they have another Lightning Storm? No, they have Withering Witch. Ooh, see. Ooh. Brutal. That's pretty good there. Yeah, Withering Witch is a combo of many kinds. With Dark Sky Harbinger, which is a 3/5 lifesteal flyer that when it comes into play deals 1 to each enemy. This recently had to get debuffed, or not recently, it got debuffed a while back from 1/4 to 1/1 because it just was really hard to deal with. But we're going to play 8 of the Huru. Get 2 owls. Draw another 8 of the Huru. Interesting. And say go. We can't play Island's Choice this turn, but this should close this game out. There's not much that they can have. Ooh, Champion of Cunning. That card's really good. So, interestingly, so Champion has Flying at Aegis. At the end of your turn, your units get +2 power, which is really good. We're going to attack with both of these guys because this is lethal and they have to have something like an Annihilate. And they didn't. So we win. Good, honest, Eternal. So I think that puts us to 4-2 with the deck. 3-3. I'll have to go back and review the tapes. But on to Game 7. Here we are against... I know this is Japanese, but I don't know what these are. So they're going first. This hand is a lot of nothing, basically. We can kill everything, but we don't have enough power to necessarily get there. So we're going to redraw. Much better. We don't have the double time for Temple Scribe, which is a common problem I found with this deck, is it doesn't always get double time for turn 2 Temple Scribes. Primarily focused on the double Justice. So We will play Cambrai Banner just in case. Now, I'm playing it over the Huru Banner in this instance. So they are... Oh, they're on Elysian mid-range. Easy identification here. Amber Monument is always played in this Elysian mid-range deck because it turns their silly creature into a 5/5 Overwhelm, which gets back their Dawnwalkers. And I would be unsurprised if they play a Dawnwalker this turn. They do need another power. Oh no, they played Temple Scribe. Interesting. All right, let's see what they draw. What do they do next? Do they have another power? If they don't have another power, okay, they have a power. Okay. Everything is right in the world. Yep, we're gonna take one. Unconcerned. And they play Initiate of the Sands. Yep. Good old mana dorks. Never change. I think I'm going to play Seraph here. Seraph is a very powerful threat. Being a 3/4 Overwhelm is also good. It can attack through all these dorks pretty easily enough. I mean, if they play a Sandstorm Titan, then we're kind of SOL, but... Interesting. I have not seen Explorer Emeritus before. I mean, I've seen the card, but I've never seen it played. Not that it's, like, unheard of to play this card. It's a powerful card, but... interesting. Yep, they just take it because blocking would do nothing. Runehammer. Runehammer's a great draw here. Have 2 Desert Marshals as well, so we're going to pass here. I kind of want them to play a Dawnwalker this turn so that we can silence it, and then we draw a power so we can Harsh Rule. Alright, they're at 6. They could play Carnosaur. Carnosaur would be annoying. Well, not too annoying. We could blank the Carnosaur. Silence this. They play Carnosaur. We silence this or silence the Emeritus, which is drawing them cards. And instead of taking out my Seraph, you take out my Desert Marshal? I'd be pretty okay with that. Really depends what's in their hand. Hey, I was almost correct. Predatory Carnosaur. Yeah, so here's a funny thing of how Ambush works. Ambush automatically redirects any killer attacks or any weapon attacks to that creature, or that unit. So I just blanked this killer to kill him instead of my Seraph, which can be a big late game threat. Also, it lets me attack with Seraph again, which is going to be gas. And yeah, making this just an O2 liability is much more important for us than necessarily cutting them off of power. So if I recall, Surso, who is a 6/6 Overwhelm, that whenever a unit blocks him, whenever he blocks a unit or a unit blocks him, turns into a pig. That's annoying, but all right. And Seek Power, not what I wanted to draw. But I can work with that. Alright. We'll attack with Seraph because blocking does nothing. This way we have Harsh Rule power up. We also can keep up Island's Choice and Desert Marshal. We could Auric Runehammer here and kill like this, but then we just get attacked back and we lose it. I'd rather just save this for when they play something on their end that we can just go Runehammer it. I will chump block this Predatory Carnosaur with our Temple Scribe if need be. So what is our opponent going to play now? Ooh, Obelisk. Obelisk is one of the big, this card is really hard just to deal with in general. So yeah, we're just going to Harsh Rule next turn, kind of easily enough. Chump here, take the rest. We're going to save... I could Island's Choice this. That's actually an interesting question. Do I want them to try to play something more out of their hand before I Harsh Rule? And I don't think I am. I think we're gonna take our medicine. We're gonna Harsh Rule. Dawnwalker. Okay, this is perfect. They play Dawnwalker. Now we get to silence Dawnwalker. And then we get to follow it up with hit our 6th land drop, which is, very important. We could attack, actually. Yeah, let's A space. A plus space, always a good option. Like they have to be smelling a harsh rule now. You don't A plus space into this. Like they're thinking basically, do they want to? How much damage do they want to take from Seraph? And also, we silenced the Dawnwalker because the Dawnwalker is the most annoying card that they have for us. Recurring threats are the bane of our existence, essentially. Especially because all of their big things, like the Carnosaurs, the Sandstorm Titans, the Cersos, Dawnwalkers now get back future Dawnwalkers. It's just kind of bad for us. All right, they're gonna take some damage. Oh, they're gonna take no damage. That's fine. Harsh Rule. I mean, they had to read that from a mile away. I'm not upset about it. All right, let's see what our opponent follows up with. Amber Acolyte. All right. So Acolyte's good for them because it helps them hit to 8, which suddenly makes their creatures all really, really big. What is their next follow-up? False Prince. Yeah, False Prince is going to be annoying to deal with. Luckily, if we ever target False Prince, then the illusion fades and they turn into a 1/1. Which is what we're going to do with this Island's Choice. Temple Scribe, sure. They are 1 power short of making these all +2/+2s. Permafrost, that's annoying. But I don't really have many complaints about that. Do you wanna fight with us? Oh, they have another obelisk. Okay. And they have another +8/+8. Jeez, they have everything. Now our Runehammer does literal nothings. Literal, actual, factual nothings. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of you. Take 6, which is not what we wanted. I could not have asked for a better draw. They are empty-handed. We have some answers in hand. This is a really bad answer right now. Oh, and they had Sandstorm Titan? Okay. That's fine. Parliament does nothing, but we're going to just Island's Choice this. Yep. Boop. And what do you have in hand, opponent? Is there another unit? Nothing. Okay. Do I want to play Runehammer to fight? I'm going to. The only thing that Runehammer kills now, just off the bat, is Dawnwalkers, and killing a Dawnwalker is already bad enough for us. Nothing. Okay, that's good for us. And we're just going to wait. We have Harsh Rule now. We're going to wait on the Parliament. I really want to make 2 owls. Ooh, another obelisk. All right, so any of their creatures are just going to be massive threats that we're going to need to deal with. Find the way. Get a sigil. Play the sigil. Find the way. Get another sigil. End the turn. What does our opponent have? Nothing. Okay. That's pretty good for us. We'll play Parliament now. And say go. Let's see what our opponent's follow-up is. Do they have an answer? They do not. Whew. Elysian midrange is actually a pretty difficult matchup for Owl Ramp, especially just because all their threats are pretty efficient. So, feel pretty good about winning that, and let's go into the next round. Here we are for the next game. I have literally lost count. This is an interesting hand. It's got 4 power. We can cast Parliament. We've also got Secret Pages and Aid. But I think like being on the draw means that this hand could just also do nothing. But you know what? Like Secret Pages does let us kind of steal the play. Sure, we'll try it. To be fair, against an aggro deck, we're dead. Emerald Monument. Emerald Monument is not good for us. Only decks that play Emerald Monument, which is another one of the transmute cards, is like Rakano aggro. Ooh, Huru. Ah, Huru Flyers. Interesting. It's been a while since I've seen Huru Flyers be played. Huru Flyers is a deck that basically just tries to play a bunch of flyers. Use cards like Cloud Wind Snake, or Wild Cloud Snake, excuse me, Valkyrie Enforcer, Eager Owlet, to just get a bunch of big flyers in play. We are going to just straight up play Seraph here. Put something on the board. Unfortunately, this might get Valkyrie Enforcer, which I'm fine with, honestly. Oh, Cloud Snake Saddle. Yeah, that's another payoff for this style of deck. Cloud Snake Saddle, letting your guys just get really big, which can be problematic. I think I want to save Great Parliament, so I'm just going to cast Seek. Ooh, what do they have? What does this deck normally play? This deck sometimes plays, like, Finest Hours and Protects. I mean, we're going to be taking our medicine unless we can find a harsh rule pretty soon. Cobalt Monument is also a flyer. Okay, so what's in there? Okay, so they have something in their hand. Would this deck play Backlash? Honestly, it probably would play Backlash. Like, thinking about it, yeah, this deck would absolutely play Backlash. Do I just want to make one owl? I think I have to. I have to try to make an owl. Because we could just be dead. Like, any flyer makes these guys huge. But they can also have Bring Down. I don't think that changes it. Bring Down is 2 Primal Justice. Okay, so they have a Vanquish in hand. That's fine. 2 Primal Justice, silence a unit, and then if it had flying, kill it. Okay, so let's see. This makes us exactly dead. And we are literally exactly dead in the air. I will give our opponent the satisfaction of killing us, because there's no better feeling than dealing exactsies to your opponent. Oh, come on. You don't need to do that. I mean, I understand why they did it. I could have Island's Choice, but c'est la vie.